Hey everybody, Paul Foster here with Secondhand Productions, and tonight what I'm going to do is I have to get some work done, and I need to work on this matte painting, and I've been kind of putting it off a little bit, not too far, but I thought I would just go live. I'll work on it. You guys want to talk? We can talk, but yeah, I'm just going to work on this matte painting, and I'll show you how I do it. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and switch views, show my screen. Let me just show the application windows. There's the main thing I'm going to share is this guy right here. So when I do a lot of work like this, I work exclusively in Photoshop. Usually, some people will call what I do as image manipulation, and that's not true because there's a lot of things. Image manipulation is kind of a bad word. I mean, it's not bad. It goes from being artistic to goes from being artistic to see if I can go back to if that switched back to yeah. It goes from being an artistic concept, where you see these really cool pieces of artwork where they've used Photoshop to manipulate images to a degree, but not to create something, but to create a piece of art. So they'll take a girl and they'll have her suspended in half in water, half out, and they'll use a bunch of different images to accomplish that piece of artwork. So that is kind of it's really a fine line, right? I guess between what they call matte paintings, which is where it's basically you're creating something to be used in like a film production, is either a backdrop as an insert, and you can use actual photographs to accomplish that. You want to make sure you're trying to use stuff that you are legally licensed to use. Don't get yourself in trouble that way. But so the first thing I generally do is I kind of have a rough idea of what I want, and then so I might kind of like just grab the brush, and unfortunately I don't have a pen pad yet. I'm still working on that stuff, and I'll grab the brush and I'll kind of rough in a ballpark of what I need, and then for this shot, this is an insert shot that I need basically. Um, it's an evening scene with a fantastic kind of like valley and mountains, snow-capped mountains, and trees. And realistically, the reason I haven't done a lot of these kind of things live like this is they take hours. I mean, I could be here for 6, 7, 8 hours because I started one way, it kind of evolves as you go through it. And so, a lot of, if you watch my other videos on matte paintings, and what I'll probably end up doing is I'll download this when it's done, and then I'll compress it with some music because it's such a long process um, to do this stuff. It's almost like not even conducive of doing a live stream while you're trying to do it. But I figured we'll kill two birds with one stone. Um, and James Cox, if you happen to see this, I readjusted my lighting position. So I was picked on last night for that one. But so I'm gonna switch you guys over to Photoshop, and I will also switch you over to probably just show my desktop. Probably be the easiest way to do this. And on my other machine, I'm gonna go ahead and make it to where I can see chat room just in case someone comments. So we're gonna do that right now. I think James Cox is live, so chances of me getting anybody to come watch this is going to be next to nil, but that is okay. I can survive that. James is a great guy. All right, so let's pop this guy out. Pop out the chat. There we go. That way I can see what's going on. Hey, we got one person watching. It's me. All right, so let's try this. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully, it's going to be kind of tricky because I'm not going to probably be paying a lot of attention to the chat, so I'm going to put a note in there. I will be looking over periodically. Oh, that's dumb. Don't say that. Don't say that. Nah, we'll let them sort it out themselves. All right, so here we go. Let's uh let's go. Just we're gonna just share my desktop screen sharing. Come on, I want to share my desktop. Share it. Boom. Okay, so now I'm gonna hide that. All right, so here we are in Photoshop, and I had a a lot of times you just rough this stuff in. You know, you never know. You just kind of rough it in and see what happens. I don't care about that. All right, so let's start by. Oops. Ah, come on, dang it. Stupid. All right. So if I grab the brush and I kind of just get an idea for what I'm looking to do. Let's see. I don't know where the pencil's at. I don't ever mess with that. So the idea here is the camera's going to pan up on this shot. I've got another shot that I'm going to blend this into, and I don't know if I have that handy, but that's okay. But basically, we're going to kind of like that. We get some mountains, and some trees, and y'all have to forgive me. I'm doing this with a mouse here, so just the idea is you just kind of rough it in, and obviously I'm not doing a good job of that. All right, so we're gonna. What is going on here? Why is it? Why is it growing like that? What's my pixel? All right, let's do that. So the idea is that we'll have trees. So I'm just roughing. It's like a. Think of this as like stick figure roughing it in to get an idea of what's going to work. It helps me when I go look for images. All right. Um, it's like kind of kind of helps me decide what's going to work. You know, very amateurish. I know. I'm gonna get a feel for that. I'm gonna have a moon up here. Okay. This is supposed to be. I don't know. Might even like just something in the distance. It's supposed to be a really kind of like a high, almost like a drone shot angle. So, I mean, you could have a lot of stuff going on down here that could drag off into the distance. Maybe mountain's not that high, but you're looking farther out. I mean, you could be like, you're looking out, you see mountains in the distance. And so the whole point of this, when I'm kind of like just getting started, thinking about what I'm looking to do in a matte painting, the idea is to build something in layers, and it's to kind of grow it in layers and not just don't try and guess, but you're trying to fill it out. And you can come back, you can erase things. And then I'm going to go over here to. I use pixels a lot. It allows me to first I can look up high definition images, and so I can look up like nature wallpaper, stuff like that's pretty good. I like those mountains in the way distance. That's pretty cool. I like this. The tree line here is really good. It's got to be fantasy late evening. This is actually really. This is kind of like what I'm talking about going for right in here. So I'm going to do a free download on that. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to look like. I said you can. What's nice about this is you can download these images for free and use them. So if let's open that with Photoshop. we got this really cool picture. And what's nice about the, even though I'm not high on the fantasy, I like this style. And you're just working images in. It doesn't mean we're just roughing stuff into this guy right here now. And you can see how big this image is. Just, kind of getting an idea, you know. Probably put some trees up closer to the camera. I'm not going to use any of the sky, but like I said, I just collect a series of images and then I start working them in. Let's see. All right, so we're going to go back. Go back. Just kind of keep looking. Sometimes you'll see stuff you like, sometimes you won't. And this is supposed to be out in the country. I really like that image. It's a little too earlier in the day. I love this image. This here's a great shot. So we're going to download this. And matter of fact, what's cool about this website is it pulls in other images that are similar that you might like to use. So I think I'm getting closer to where I want to be. All right, so we're going to open that. Oh, and look at that. That's beautiful. That's a great image. I mean, look at that. It's huge too, which is awesome. Maybe hit the V, not that. What's cool is that's a really cool image. It is earlier in the day than I want, and it does have cloud cover, which that's okay. I can work with that in After Effects, and I can increase the motion and with the cloud cover. But let's keep looking. See what else I got. Let's see. I like that. That's cool. I like that too. I like everything. That's pretty cool. So you do this, and then you get in some of these other images. Like that is just so cool. Except the problem with that one is just the time of day makes it hard to you look, because I do have to make this an evening shot, so it's a lot easier if I grab something along this line, which is a really cool image. You don't want to copy the image; you want to do the free download. Otherwise, you're going to get I don't think you're going to get the same file size. So let's open that with Photoshop. Let's see how big that image is. Wow, that's nice. I like the time of day on that one. That's pretty cool. The more I'm seeing this, the less I'm liking this image here. So I'm just going to turn it off. Let's see. I like the sky on this one because I can work with that. And then kind of think we're getting in an area where I can do some work because I can extract these mountains out without moving the clouds, which isn't a big deal. All right, so we're gonna close these guys because I don't have any need to keep these open. As you can see, I'm in no big hurry here. See what else I got. I need like grass, trees. Trees are good, but I'd like to have more than just that. Let's see what we got here. That's pretty cool. I always look for color images that have similar kind of tone. It makes it easier to work with. Another cool image that could help me somewhat in the foreground. I know this doesn't look like much, guys, right now. We're just we're just assembling things. So I'm going with this is going to be my evening sky kind of tones, and then got this, that. It's all looking good. So let's all right, things I don't really need are, this. I like the sky. The sky looks cool, so I think I can work with that. Let's not do that. No, let's not. All right, let's start with this image. And you see, I got this. What we're gonna do is, I don't really need that bush there. I'm really only interested in this other stuff. So I want to go ahead and I'm gonna create a mask here. And now I'm going to use black and white, and I'm going to hit B for that brush. You can use your open and closed brackets to increase your size of your brush. Oh, I'm on pencil. You got to switch it over to brush. My bad. Brush. There we go. So I can, with the keyboard, I can just really easily, as long as you're selecting on this, anything you do is just, you're not really deleting the information. You're just kind of covering it. For the sake of what we're doing, I'm not interested in hard edges. We'll pull this down. There we go. Pull it like that. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to use on this guy. I'm actually going to replace some of that. So it's like if I take this and I can disable the layer mask, and it's still all there. But I can also take this clone stamp or a pattern stamp, and I can select a huge area right up. Like say I want to get rid of this bush off to the left. I can hold down the Alt key. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. I can hold down the Alt key. Control Z. What's on here? Am I on the right thing? There. I'm at clone, sorry. And now I can start replacing that bush. As long as I don't drag it over to here, I'm good. Just kind of like work it in. And you can kind of replace. I always pull from an area that's not being used, and then I can make an area bigger. Yeah, so say I go like right here, or I go like here, and I start pulling it up, it's going to actually you're going to find that it does a really good job. If I want to say I want to go right there, I want to kind of create this pattern where I'm going to I can now do is kind of expanding this out a little bit. I can. You can get that coming down. It increases size too anytime I want. I can just go in. Might be good to create that, a little bit of that. So let's go over here. Oh, you see that? That's no fair. Hmm. One of the things I don't like, you see right here, we got this. You got some lights. I don't like that necessarily. I got to remove these lights. Oh, we're gonna get creative here. Hmm. Not really sure why it's doing that. I'm gonna kind of pull from right here, and we're gonna build off to the edge. Wow. Not really sure why it's doing that. There it goes. There we go. Oops. See, that's how you mess up. This. And all I'm doing is I'm recreating a scene here that I think is cool. Okay, now this is going to get tricky. And I find that if you pull from different areas, it kind of really gives you that random feel. There we go. So now you're looking at, you don't want it to be identical. You want it to fill in. So now I'm going to lose the other lights because I don't like those. And then I'm going to fill in the this spot over here. No, we'll just hit with that. And I think that'll work. So let's look at our. You get the Z key for your zoom, and then you can hold on the Alt to zoom out. Now we've just taken a picture that I don't know. Is that over here? Let's see. Which one is it? No, that's an old. That's garbage. But we've taken a picture that was probably, I mean, roughly. If I turn this on, you can tell how small the original shot was. All right. And instead of me doing this, which I might still do, I decided I was going to go ahead and use that as the beginning, and I expanded that image out to include the entire distance. So this image is 4,000 pixels by 6,000 pixels. So you got to really use high def images when you're working in certain depends on the whatever the kind of the footage you're working with. You're working 2K, 4K, 5K, and so on. Maybe you've got the red weapon and you're shooting in AK. So I don't know. So we're gonna just say I'm just gonna remove that. I don't need that layer mask now. We're gonna go ahead and save this because it's always smart to save your work. So I'm gonna save that. We're gonna call that we're gonna call this punch list. We're gonna call this punch list load. There we go. And so I think we got to get started here. Now, obviously, I don't really care for this much low lying fog. I think it's important considering the shot. I think it's going to be advantageous. I kind of feel like this is a little too bright over here, so I'm going to work on that next. And I'm going to kind of zoom in, and you can get as detailed or not. I mean, this is a pretty detailed image, and when you're talking about dealing with large file sizes like this, you want to really zoom in and make sure you're not missing any of the little details. If you're constructing these kind of shots. So I think there needs to be a little bit of cloud smoke, and the way you can do that, it's pretty. It's not too hard. So what I can do is I can scroll down here, and I got all this stuff down here, and I can just once again I can use the clone stamp tool. I can come down here. Let's go ahead and move this. Oh, too far. Let's grab. Oops, Control Z. Oh. Let's grab that, and let's go back up here. And then what I want to do is I'm going to take my opacity way down, just like really low. Maybe even lower than that. I don't know. Because I feel like that might be a little too low. But all right, it might be a little too low. Let's bring it up about 20%. There you go. Now we're starting to get there. All right. I kind of want to pull this down in here and fill in this area that I feel like it's too bright. Grab some of these. That's too good. I want some of that. And then you can adjust your opacity up if you want. Just kind of fill it in. There you go. Now you gotta be careful. What I just did there, I almost made a mistake. That would have been bad. There we go. All right, so I'm going to move this thing. I want to get rid of these other lights. Switch our opacity up to 100%. I don't like the lights. So we're just going to use this thing to kind of cover them. But you don't want to, make sure you're not doing something silly. Try to pull from areas that are nearby so that it blends. Pull from there, pull there. All right. So I don't have a problem with these buildings because they can look like they'll fit in the shot. And that's not an issue. I like the clouds. I like the fog. It's in the evening, so that's cool. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take some of the sky, and you can see it. That's cool. I want to bring some other elements into the shot, more into the foreground. I want to keep the clouds kind of rolling through, but I don't want to use too much of them. Because when I go into After Effects, I can use particular to create an effect, or I can use fractal noise to create an effect that would allow clouds to move in between the mountains. So I'm basically creating a dynamic scene from still images. And I'm going to do a trick called parallaxing, where you create your layers and you create distance between the layers. And so as the camera moves in the shot, it's going to create that overlapping parallaxing. It's kind of like if you're going down a highway and you've got a mountain in the foreground and a mountain in the distance behind that in the background. As you're moving, the one in the foreground is going to move across the one in the background. That's parallaxing. So if that makes any sense. So let's see what else we got here. All right, so that's going to become, we're going to rename this. You always want to rename your files if you can. No, wait. Come on. There it is. We're going to call this, I don't know. Oh, base image. I don't know. I don't come up with good names. I leave that to other people. So then you can really do something in the foreground that's going to make it stand out, because this is way in the background and you don't want to totally, not use your, the area in the foreground. And I've got this really cool image here, but you're like, what would you use out of that? And I could use a portion of this, and you can see that a little bit of a color adjustment, and I can match these two images together pretty good. So I'm just going to run with that. I don't think I can really use the snow-capped mountain here. Oh, that would be kind of cool. Do that. Ooh, that's pretty trippy, man. I like it. I mean, you could do something like this, where it's going off the edge, and that opens this up over here. It'd be all kinds of stuff. Let's see what else we got. I'm not 100% sold on that one just yet. All right, so this is really, really background stuff. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, this stuff evolves. It just takes time. Let's see what else we got. I like the trees. I like these mountains up close. Let's see what else they got. Let's see. I keep saying that. I need to stop saying that. There was like a mountain peak that I saw earlier that I liked. I thought it was interesting. It might have been this guy right here. Really want something in the foreground. Now the camera can come up and over. And so I can go in here and I can go, let's look up the mountainous trees. Pine trees. I don't know. Here we go. Now, oh wow, yeah. Look at some of these. Here's a good shot. Now it's the angle. You also got to realize the angle that I'm going for here. That you have to take that kind of into effect when you're selecting your content. I really, really like this image, but it's the wrong time of day. I could color grade it to fit, but let's keep digging. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Uh, yeah. Now here we've got some trees, more mountains in the distance. Oh, this is a tough one. There's that one image with the trees. Now here's a cool night sky. That could come in handy. One of the things that was a request on this. Ooh, I like that. There was a request for there to be snow-capped mountains. So that's definitely something I want to pull into this shot. Now here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Remember, all right. See, this is you just got to keep digging, man. So we could use this. Let's copy that. Let's see what else we got. We're gonna pull this over here. I like where this is going. I'm feeling it, so we're gonna use it. But here's a good example where we're going to use part of it, not the whole thing. So I can recreate part of these trees. That's, as you saw, do the same thing I did before. You can hit Control J. You can duplicate that. And we can pull this one over here. And then you can actually do some blending. You can do some stuff to make it to where. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put a mat on that. I'm going to use a gradient tool. And we're just going to start pulling this down. Okay. Same thing on this one. Put a mat on it. On the mat, I'm going to grab my gradient tool. What's going on there? Could not use the gradient tool because the target layer. Oh, what? Oh, wrong. I put it on the wrong image. My bad. Let's delete that layer mask. Okay. Let's take this guy down here because we're using it. We're going to pull this tree line because I wanted trees. Because the camera's going to come up and over, so I want trees. So I want trees to fill this valley, and I also want some mountains in the distance as well that are going to have snow and cap and all that stuff. So we're going to make all that happen. I mean, this stuff's so easy, guys. All right, so this is the other side of the tree line, and we're going to merge these two, and then we're going to blend them. So I keep doing this, and all I have to do is double click on the layer, and I can name it. I'm going to call this tree line. Just for a minute. All right, and then we're going to add that, and then we're going to go ahead and grab our tool here. And like I said, now what you can do, you see how you can allow it. It's going to look like it's going to taper off if you go at a slight angle on that. You can also, I can do the same thing. Whoops, not there. Don't do that. I can do the same thing on here where you're pulling it down and you're allowing the valley to be kind of like displayed. Now, the beauty of this is I can come over here, I can select that. I'm going to hit my brush, which is the B. It's going to take me to my brush. So make sure you got your brush. And I can start bringing this stuff back in. I can change my opacity or my flow. Just depends on what you want to do. You hit X, and that's going to alternate between your pre-selected colors here. And I'm going between white and black, so I'm going to see. I'll start putting that stuff back. Now, here's the beauty of this. You see how I got that up there? I can take this guy right here, hit V, and just kind of pull him down. Okay. And maybe I feel like I don't want this to be so symmetrical. So whereas I have high trees on this side and I got low trees on this side, maybe I want it to blend down, or I want it to be more like this. That's not a problem either, because I come back over here, it would be, and then I can just start hit X to switch back to white, because white's going to make you go away, and you just start blending this stuff in. Okay, it doesn't have to. You know, I'd even go lower just to blend it in, make it feel like there's fog just kind of like seeping into this thing, right? You got all these trees now down low, and we're going to do the same thing on this guy here. I'm gonna kind of let the fog kind of come in, and then I'm gonna slowly. The best way to handle this right here is to merge these two images. Let's merge them, and when you merge them, these two images are going to become one, and we're going to lose our mask. So then we come back, you can do that. But here now I'm going to grab, because I'm on this guy right here, I'm going to grab that stamp tool, that replication tool. I'm going to hit Alt, and first I want to zoom in because I want to get a little closer to your work, because it's kind of like you got them going this way and you got it going that way. You know, they're going up in here and they're going up and over here, and I just kind of want to blend that. So I probably would get rid of this side, and I would replicate it with what I have going on over here. So I'm gonna go with a larger brush. Alt. I'm gonna start at the top, right, and then I'm just gonna start working it in. You probably honestly you want to make sure that you're. What am I at? What's going on here? 100%, 100%. Okay. Not really sure why. Oh, okay, it's doing goofy stuff. I would have to move. In this case, I'd have to merge all three of these images. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this guy. Control J. That way I have a backup. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. Control J. So I have a backup. I'm going to pull it down here. I'll turn it off. I'm going to take these two. I'm going to merge them. That way I have a single image to work with, and I can pull some of these colors like I want to down in here. So I'm going to work with this image now, and I've got my stamp. So we're going to start pulling this stuff across. There we go. And then I like the tree line, but I have to blend these two. This is where you get a little creative. It can get a little tricky. Always can hit Control Z and undo what you just did. Once again, you can drop your opacity way down, and then you can just start blending this stuff in so it blends in a little better. Hey, what's up, Free Music? How you doing, man? Oh, I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, it's coming along. It's a slow process. That's where we're at so far. This is for a film I'm working on, and like I was telling everybody earlier, it's a long, long, arduous process to make these things. What's up, Nathan likes drums? How you doing, man? We're doing good over here. I appreciate y'all showing up, just stopping by and saying hello. I figured I was doing this work tonight, so I would just, why not? We'll let people watch me work. So this is an evening scene. So I still got to bring night sky in here. I've got to bring in a moon. There's quite a bit of work to be done still. So, but I definitely appreciate you guys stopping by for sure. Now I've got this second one here that I did my backups, and this is my backup tree line. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and I do a ton of duplicates. I'm constantly Control J will make your duplicate. So I'm gonna bring this back in. And you can see it's kind of, I don't need the whole thing. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the brush, and I'm gonna kind of start stripping out a lot of this. So we'll pull our opacity all the way back. I don't care about any of that. I mean, what I want to do is I want to actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm not going to use that. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me for saying that. Let's delete that. Yeah, let's delete that. And then we're going to bring in a new layer. Go new layer. That's all right. And what I do is I'm going to grab a color here. I'm going to grab that color right there. All right. And then I'm going to paint this layer. Okay. And I'm going to paint where I want this color to be. And that way I can continue to blend these two shots together. So when they talk about, the difference between image manipulation and matte paintings, this is on that borderline. There's some hardcore matte painting artists out there that do phenomenal work. Most times they say matte paintings. I mean, there's different layers of matte paintings. I started doing a video on it, but you can do kind of it's staged, where they'll do like concept artwork, and then they do photorealistic. Now, photorealistic, I've seen photorealistic, and they use actual images in a lot of cases, and they'll manipulate it. They'll do grid lines for perspective and make sure that everything's correct. But what I'm doing here is probably, it gears itself more towards a matte painting and less towards image manipulation. You can see I'm just kind of filling this in because I really don't want this to be. I don't want this to be like such a distraction. And I do want it to be dark. So, and 23 might be a little bit much. I'm going to take it down about 6 scores. Just kind of help fade this out and blend it in. And all this is, and I'm just, I mean, literally just like my chicken scratch. You can't even see what I did. That's how just kind of like, and then always save, always save. So, and now I'm just doing some touch ups. Kind of, I wanted the shot to kind of come up and over a tree line. So I think this is kind of like accomplishing that. I do need to get some snow-capped mountains in here. So I'm looking back. I'm looking at where I can put some snow-capped mountains, and there's still more to do here. So we'll see. A lot more to do, and it kind of feels like, hmm, I'm seeing a problem. Hmm. Let me see. I might be able to use some of these. So let's bring this guy back. Not there. That's me goofing around on something else. Okay, so let's bring this down here. Um, and it could be that I just need something to poke its head out of the fog, I guess. Oh, grab the wrong thing. That's why you lock this stuff down. Um, Kind of interesting. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, we're going to make use of this. This time I'm going to go just pull that, not there. There we go. And then at the top, what I'll do is I will use the brush to blend it in. And then, hit your X. I'm down to 6%. I'm going to take it up to 100. Let's X. There we go. Okay, let's pull this guy down. I'm going to pull this down into here. T, let's warp this guy. I'm not really interested in. We can lift those up. Okay. Kind of liking where it's going with that. But this is when I wish this was a separate layer. So now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to plot out. Actually, here's what I'll do. I will create a duplicate of that. And I keep doing that. Why do I do that? Foreground. And we'll call this the background. Okay. And we're going to take this guy and we're going to put him in between them. And this guy, what we're going to do is we're going to take that. Oop. Well, you were in a bad spot, weren't you? So this foreground stuff, what I'm going to do is okay. Let's kind of want this to feel like there's more trees out there. Gotta be something, right? So I got this where I'm allowing these trees to blend in a little bit. Ah, I didn't even do that. Fuck that thing down. All right. Now I'm going to go in with my stamp. What's nice about this is I love creating stuff. So here I could disable that mask right there. 100%. Oh, helps if I'm doing this. We can take that. I mean, that blends nicely, actually. Turn this guy back on and just blend it in. Disable it. That's what you get. This is the part I made. This is the part I didn't make. I like it. So we'll open it back up. Now we got some trees. That way that valley's kind of filling in. It doesn't feel like it's almost like I kind of would like some trees to go up the side of the mountain here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make that happen. So let's turn this guy off. Let's disable that for a second. I like these trees. So let's make our circle a little bigger. We're going to grab this, come over here, make sure I'm on the right spot. Make sure I'm on the right thing here. You can kind of blend that in. That right there. Just kind of start kind of yeah, I don't think I would go anywhere over there. Let's see what it looks like. Looks like got some cleanup to do here because kind of feels like if I grab this guy and I move him, you see that hard line difference. I gotta fix that. So the way to do that is 12%. Let's go here. You can get rid of that line this way. You just want to avoid any hard lines. I mean, that's bad because they will see it. I mean, it's definitely going to be noticeable. Okay, I screwed up over here somewhere, I guess. Now I got to fix that because I don't know when I did that. Now what I can do is I can turn this guy on. Let's see, is that? Oh, cool. No, I'm good. I'm good. I just have to undo. I got it. That's cool. Fix that. That'll just take a second. There we go. Okay. I'm liking it. I'm feeling it. Not that I'm not trying to pick a color. There we go. All right. This is where we're at so far. And now I need to find that snow cap mountain that I want to use in this shot. And I'm thinking it's going to kind of end up being, it might end up being a little bit in the background. I'm not 100% sure. And then I need to bring in an evening sky. I gotta make it to where there's a feels like there's a solid transition. Um, um, I'm still having a little bit of problem with this transition the way I have it, so I'm going to work on that some more too. So let's go find a mountain. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. That's pretty cool. It's just unfortunately I don't want to mess with the lighting on that. These are cool. Um, you really want to crawl up that and see. Let's see. I don't know. See what else I got. Oh yeah, check that out. That's cool. There's some snowcat mountains. Then the question comes down to how close do I want them? That's a tough one. Put them in the distance. Kind of like this. This is kind of a cool shot, um, and I think it would fit, but it's not snow capped. So, but I am going to add it anyways because I like it. The nice thing about this is it's a landscape shot, so this is an easy one to do. All right, so we're going to open that. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this one. No, don't say that. I don't know that I'm going to be able to use that now that I've gotten kind of like you get a concept going. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's just weird. The nice part about that is you can totally blend that in, except for this guy. What's going on with that? I'm really not sure what's happening there. Okay, so that's going to go above that. Why is it all translucent? That's just weird. Hmm. I'll do away with that. Do away with that. Oh, silly me. I know what the deal is. Needs to go in front of that. Now I don't want it. I can't really have like villages and stuff. That's not gonna work. Hmm. What if we do this? Because I like the image, I guess I'm kind of gonna make it happen one way or another. Oh, oops. There you go. Just to kind of have some filler in there. It's nice that you just grab this. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's take that down. Blend this guy in. could do that. That would help blend that in. What's this one got? I'm not sure. Let's play with that some more. Let's see what happens. Okay. Still missing my well, I guess I look way back there, way back there. I got a snow-capped mountain. Oh, it doesn't count, does it? All right, let's keep looking. Let's see. Something that's gonna work, fit. There's a snow-capped mountain. It's kind of pointing the wrong direction. It's too earlier in the day. Hmm. That's an interesting image. Let's see. I like the evening shots. Dang it. I really did like that. That's hmm. That's some cool. Hmm. I don't know if I can even use that one. Give it a shot. Let's see. Let's open that with Photoshop. Sure. I like this because it kind of sticks with the concept and it gives me something really, really close to the camera and it kind of leads into the forest. So let's see if there's something I can do with that. Hmm. A lot of activity over on the left side of this image now. If I use this, kind of a tough one. Unless I want to create like this ledge here. Well, one thing I could use, you could use the trees a little bit. That helps, but helps break things up. Yeah, that helps. It kind of breaks some stuff up here. Could add some duplicate things going on. I'm still missing something. Gotta find me that mountain. Looking for a mountain. It's got to be in the evening time. Oh, mountain. Something late. That's pretty cool. I'm liking this. Is it dark enough? I don't know. Oh, hello. But it's got sun hitting it. That's ah. You guys hear the train? I'm not sure. I'm not sure there's a lot I can do with any of those. I mean, here's, a, hmm, that's tough. I like it, but it's kind of like that's not snow cap. That's for sure. Let's keep going. So, hmm, I like the way these are pointing their snow on them. Hmm, I like that rock. Still looking. Y'all bear with me. Oh man, tough, tough, tough. Hmm, I like that. That's pretty cool. Might be a little much. Still looking. Now I can put this in the distance on the left side there, but it's hmm, that guy. This might be potentially promising, but that's a lot of snow, and it's going to be a conflict. Oh man, all kinds of good stuff here. Just not seeing anything jump out at me. I mean, I can pull from another matte painting I did. You know, what's to say we don't use this guy? Well, let's do that. Let's do this guy. Yeah, I mean, it can't be completely snow covered. I see two pictures here I can use. Let's go these two. All right. Open. Where's that? All right, so we got a couple choices here. Both of them have cloud cover or fog cover, which is gonna, which will help. I like that. That's not bad. I mean, that definitely could work in the distance. You know, got to put it in front of that guy. No, got to put it in front of that guy. Ah, let's see. Maybe that guy. I think what we do is we put this guy in the way back background. Hmm. If we use him at all. See about this other one. This one's a little bit more of a possibility. Wow, look at that. Hmm. Okay, so if we pull this guy back here, we can blow that. And here we're gonna. What are we doing here? I think we could make this happen. Hmm. That's locked, so let's unlock it. Okay. Okay. So those there. That's cool. This is very interesting. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's see. Lock that one. All right, now we're gonna put there. Hit that brush. Let's clean this up. Oh my goodness. I almost feel like I still need something down here to fill it in closer. I don't feel like it's close enough. I still got to do the night sky. I'm getting tired. Let's see dusk sky. I like that. That's pretty cool. Hmm. I like where I like where this one's going. I like the colors. I can use the colors here. So let's download. Um, hit with that with That's not what I meant to do. Open it with Photoshop. That's what I meant to do. Okay. So the colors are all I really care about, the way the sky transitions. Okay, I didn't end up using that one, so we're going to get rid of it. Um, I did. I used that one. I didn't use that one. I used that one. I'll get rid of that. I didn't use that one, but I might still use it. You never know. And then here's my. So now what I have to do is I need this side of the sky. I don't know, this is where it gets tricky because it's supposed to be dusk. It's supposed to be get nighttime, I think, in this shot. Hmm. And I think this is a push. It's a push out. No, it was a push in. I'm trying to remember if it was a lift, push. I think it was. I think the camera dips in on this shot. You know, kind of like focusing in on the area. Fair amount of work to be done here still. I almost want to. I really do. I kind of want to break it up or take these layers and kind of merge them together. All right, I did save this, right? I'm going to save this. Always save it. Don't around. And let's right click. Let's merge these layers. Now we've got a single image right there. All right. So the next step is I want to. This is going to get weird. I need to apply a filter to it, but I need it to be a almost like a camera raw filter. So it's going to load me up in this and it's going to show me all the original stuff. Really don't care. For some reason, let's cancel that. Oh, it had this. Oh, see, that didn't get put in. I got to pull this down here. All right. Let's merge these two. Shoot. All right. And our filters. Let's see if it does it that time. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to do a gradient filter. And what you're going to see is me switch this from day to night. But we're going to bring this down. Get into the fantasy world. Bring our shadows down. Bring our whites down. Bring our blacks down. I don't want to bring them so far down that it kind of causes problems for me. What we'll do is we'll kind of move this up a little bit. Bring our exposure down just a hair. You can see where I need to fix some other stuff in the shot. So I can make it nighttime. Contrast out. Um, I don't want to go too far dark with the. Yeah, we're not messing with that too much. Kind of want it's almost like one side of the valley is still peaking. A little bit of light, and the other side's got the moon. That'd be cool. All right, so now we've kind of messed with this some, and temperature's down. We're about there. That's good. Select OK. See what it does. All right, so now I got to do some repair work up here, where all right, let's see, zoom in. Okay, yeah, see, I always see where there's mistakes. See that? That's not good. Now I gotta fix it, which sucks. Oh man. And then over here, this just seems like a little too much detail for me. That seems like it should be farther away. So I'm gonna new layer. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say save as, because I merged all this stuff together, and so I'm not gonna say punch list 1.11. I'm gonna say 1.1. That way I don't overwrite what I've already done, and that way I've kind of reached a point of you just don't return, and so I want to make sure that I'm okay. Okay, so I'm gonna grab me a color, and I'm kind of feeling, I'm feeling like this is gonna be a good color. Grab my brush. Let's drop this down about 10%, and you just make multiple passes. You know, the idea is you're just gonna fill that in. You don't want that up close, and you could even go as far as you could say that, you know, we're blending all of this in, and that could be a solution over here, is because of what I did. It could be a solution. The other solution is I could put something like bam right there, but I'm kind of wanting this sun to be peaking just barely. You know, it's almost like it's barely looking through the clouds, and then I want to put the moon over here, so you've got night and day. I think that would be cool. I'll play with that. But I want to get some more night sky. Oh, I was going to mess with that, but I chose not to. Yeah, like this right here. This is a cool one. Let's download this. Let's open that up with Photoshop. And I mean, you don't want this much crisp detail on it, but you know, we can utilize some of those. some of this to kind of help show the stars and stuff in the, as the night skies kind of, the way I would do this is I would go like that, like that. Oh, we're going to grab this guy. Grab that guy. We're just going. Okay. No, not good. Not good. Oh, not good. Not good. It's okay. I'm gonna blend it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Then what you do here is I would come down here to my effects. Actually, no, I take it back. I go up here under normal, and I think you can go multiply. I don't like multiply. Let's do an overlay. Let's see what it looks like. It's a little much. You can do a screen, soft light screen. You can just play with this stuff until you find something that works. Now that I've got that, I can drop my opacity down drastically. You just want to be able to see that there's stars. You don't want it like that. That's too much. But if you can start to see some stars out there, that's a sign. It's nighttime. You can even pull that down a little bit. You can expand that. This that might be a little much. Okay, and then what I'll do is we will select that and just kind of taper it in. And you just kind of work it in. So now I've got that. I got my evening sky, which I can live with, I guess. Let's see. Now I got to find a moon that's going to work. Blood moon. Oh, shit. I didn't even do that. Oops. Well, we're going to pause for just a second, guys. Oh, no, we're not. I guess we're not. Yeah, we're going to pause. All right, I'm back. Let's see. I got this image here. That's not really what I was looking for. Hmm. Oh, tired. I think what we're gonna do is I like this moon. I think this moon's gonna work for what I want to do. Um, so the way I'm gonna handle this is it's the same techniques. You know, I'm gonna reposition that down a little bit. Need to add a some levels to this. Not levels. Dang it! I didn't mean to do that. Forgive me. I don't want the levels. Let's get rid of that. Let's add curves, and let's see what I can do here with curves. You see how it's affecting it to everything. Go on your layers, find the one you want it to affect, and just create a clipping mask. And now it's going to only affect this. So let's go back. Okay, let's go to root. Now, like I can create this really wild looking red, making the kind of like it's supposed to be. Let's bring this guy over here. Well, guys, it's 10:30 at night. I'm tired, and now I'm just fiddling around. I'm gonna think about this some more. I definitely like the progress I've made. I think it's going in the right direction um, for what I was asked to deliver. So this is these matte paintings. They take hours upon hours upon hours. So this is going to be like part one of a two-part series, easy. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap it there. So I'm going to switch back and say adios. So let's switch back to where am I at? Let's see. Let's switch to that. Where's my camera? There we are. Okay, so we've been going at this for quite some time. I'm not sure how long this we've been running here, but yeah, this live stream's been going on for a while now. Um, but that's a healthy start. I'll probably come back tomorrow evening and I'll do some more. Obviously, be sure to check out if you didn't watch our Thursday afternoon live stream as far as the our short review. We did it on a film called Hope. It's a really good film. I really liked it. So check that out if you haven't checked that out. it's links are going to be. I'll put the links below. Definitely check out the short film. It was really good. So many filmmakers they built the set. They did all kinds of work on it. Check out my review on it. And then be sure to check in Sunday, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do our live stream. And this week we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? I can't remember. It's really late and I'm getting tired. Oh, yeah. How to salvage bad shots. I mean, because we all make them, right? So let's talk about how to salvage bad shots. If you want to join us, definitely. If you are a filmmaker, you're interested in getting on a panel, you can join us. But until then, keep going, man. Just keep doing your thing, and God bless you. And I'll take you guys later. And with that, I'm not going back to work on this. I'm done for one night.